The child of a Ku Klux Klan member touches his reflection in an African-American police officer's riot shield during a demonstration, 1992. The wives of the astronauts on the Apollo 8 mission at the moment they heard their husbands' voices from orbit, 1968. Children wearing masks, Paris, France, 1949. It's an agitation vehicle of the Italian Communist Party. There's a model of the Soviet satellite from 1958. Giorgio Armani, as photographed by Warhol in September 1981. It's a Lakeland Coca-Cola Bottling Company delivery truck. It looks like it's decorated for a parade. This was in the early 1900s. Mamoru Shigemitsu, the center, Japan's foreign minister, was standing next to his aide, Imperial Army General Yoshijiro Umezu. They were waiting to sign the official surrender documents aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. This happened on September 2, 1945. Bardia, a fortified Libyan seaport, was captured by British forces, and they took more than 38,000 Italian prisoners. An endless stream of Italian prisoners leaves Bardia on February 5, 1941, after the Australians took possession. This artwork depicts Frida Kahlo. She's holding a hammer and sickle. Alright, so we're talking about Hostess Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pies from the 1990s. This is an advertisement for a company that made excavators, located in Los Angeles in 1924. Marilyn Monroe is smiling while posing with the Marilyn Five, a group of dedicated fans who followed her everywhere and knew exactly where she would be at all times during the 1950s. The blackout in Brooklyn, 1977, was a big deal. Nicolae Ceausescu, the Romanian communist dictator, is carving a large barbecued pig at a state dinner. This happened in the early 1980s. During Ceausescu's time in power, millions of Romanians suffered from starvation and malnutrition because of widespread food shortages. Construction workers from 1928 in Missouri. Salvador Dali. He was born in 1904. He was a prominent Spanish surrealist painter. Dali was known for his bizarre and dreamlike imagery. He was also a skilled draftsman. Dali's work explored themes of dreams, the subconscious, and sexuality. He died in 1989. Cigarettes with your in-flight meal in the 1950s. A boy is fixing a bicycle in a garage. It's Australia, 1955. An aerosled was used for winter passenger traffic between Helsinki and the Suomenlinna Sea Fortress in 1922. The vehicle was operated by the Finnish Air Force, and it was marked with the FAF's swastika roundel. John Robb, a Nazi, during the Nanjing massacre that began in 1937, would show his Nazi armband when he saw Chinese civilians. He'd shout in German to scare Japanese soldiers away, then bring the civilians to the safety zone. Sophia Loren at 18, 1953. Monica Bellucci at the Venice Film Festival in 1999. Benito Mussolini, the Italian dictator, is riding in a car with his pet lion, Ras, from 1925. A group of anti-suffragist men are tearing up the banner of One White House in Washington, D.C. in 1917. Alright, so we're looking at an amusement park ride. It's made to simulate flying cars, and the time is the 1950s. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise at the Eyes Wide Shut premiere, 1999. American Airways cabin crew, 1933. Andre Reverdy demonstrates his core strength by having women jump on his midsection from a table, 1920s. The very first passengers of the Moscow Metro in 1935. A 23-year-old Italian partisan named Prosperina Valle was photographed with other partisans. They were in the snow-covered mountains of Valle d'Aosta, on the border between France and Italy, in November 1944. Gwyneth Paltrow in 1996. Sophia Loren on a balcony overlooking the Eiffel Tower in 1956. Zionists set up Hatshara, or training camps, in rural Germany to help people immigrate to mandatory Palestine. These camps taught young Jewish people about agriculture, farming, and crafts. The time frame is around 1938 in Germany. A listening device was used to detect the approach of Zeppelins. It was operated by a Spanish soldier in 1917. Construction of the Fife Cantilever was underway during October 1888. It was the first steel bridge, and they built it using tubes made from sheet steel, created using the Siemens-Martin process. Angelina Jolie, 1996. A Wedding Underwater in the United States, 1930. Lenin is speaking on Red Square during the unveiling of the monument to Stepan Razin on May 1st, 1919. German children are playing with weapons that were left in the street, Berlin, in 1945. Jim Morrison went fishing in the Bahamas in 1970. All right, there are Messerschmitt cabin and roller cars. And there's an advertisement for the film A Prize of Gold, starring Richard Widmark. It's from 1955. Let's see, we've got the IKEA catalog from the 1970s. Valerie Bertinelli in 1977. A young Seth MacFarlane in 1999. U.S. President Gerald Ford falls from an airplane, Vienna, 1975. Masaru Ibuka and Akio Morita, founders of Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering Corporation in Tokyo, Japan in 1946. The company changed its name to Sony in 1958. The Great Chicago Fire. Men stand amid the rubble at LaSalle Street in Washington in 1871. A boxing match happened aboard the USS Oregon, that's Battleship Number 3, back in 1897. There's a chimpanzee named Cookie with a boy on a tricycle. This was taken at the Bronx Zoo in New York in 1943. We're at a German veterinary hospital in the field. A horse, wounded by shrapnel, is getting ready for an operation. This happened between 1917 and 1918. A young paperboy in 1912. It's the harsh reality. A 7-year-old oyster shucker is battling mumps in 1910's America. Swimwear collection on show in London, 1936. A rally for the legalization of abortion in Italy, 1975. Apple's all-in-one PCs are assembled at the company's plant in Cupertino, California, January 25, 1984. Gina Lollobrigida on the set of the film The Hunchback of Notre Dame in France, 1956. Chairman Mao is at Beidahe Beach Resort in 1954. Garry Kasparov in a chess match against the Deep Blue supercomputer, the first time a world champion lost to a computer, May 11, 1997. Minis, high-waisted cords, and buffalo sandals. Belgian Princess Marie Charlotte, 1910s. American publisher Sylvia Beach is standing in the doorway of her bookstore. It's in the Left Bank district of Paris around the 1920s. Selena won her first Grammy Award on March 1, 1994, at the 36th Grammy Awards held in New York City. Tippi Hedren, photographed with one of the pet tigers that lived with her in her home in California, 1982. The Azorian hood, which is called capote e capello in Portuguese, is a traditional garment from the Azores. People wore it until the 1930s. Rose Kennedy, the mother of assassinated U.S. President John Kennedy, outlived her 4 children, 3 grandchildren, 3 sons-in-law, and daughter-in-law Jacqueline, and died at the age of 104. Theodore Roosevelt and John Muir are at Yosemite in 1903. After the war, there were deportations of ethnic Germans from Czechoslovakia. They're wearing an N on their clothes. That N stands for Němec, which means German. This happened in January 1946. Quentin Tarantino works in a video store in California in the 1980s. Children at a Fountain, New York, the 1930s. Debbie Harry from the 1960s. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are calling their moms after winning the Oscar for Good Will Hunting in 1997. At the New York World's Fair, Underwood introduced the world's largest typewriter. It was 2.5 meters high and weighed 14 tons during 1939 to 1940. There's a walking machine at the National Bureau of Standards used for testing wear on shoes in 1937. Kathy Ireland was photographed by John G. Zimmerman for Sports Illustrated swimsuit in 1987. Audrey Hepburn as Princess Anne in Roman Holiday, 1953. Postal employees are feeding 17 tons of reading material, labeled as propaganda by the postal authorities, into a furnace in San Francisco, California, on March 19, 1941. The majority of the newspapers, books, and pamphlets came from Nazi Germany. The Commonwealth Trans-Antarctic Expedition hits a snag in 1957. Croatian politician Ante Pavelić, 1869 to 1938, is announcing that the state of Slovenes, Croats, and Serbs would unite with the Kingdom of Serbia to form a country that would be later called Yugoslavia in December of 1918. A couple watches in despair as fire burns their family home on Black Tuesday, Tasmania, February 7, 1967. Jewish brigade soldier Josef Wald is holding an artillery shell. There's an inscription on it that says, "Gift for Hitler, Italy, 1944 to 1945. Michael Jackson at the Berggarten in Vienna, Austria in June of 1988. Japanese diplomats are arriving on the battleship Missouri to sign Japan's surrender in World War II. Brigitte Bardot and Sacha Distel in Italy, 1958. Kim Basinger dated Prince in 1989. Jennifer Aniston, 1993. The world's tallest Santa, Jacob Hudson Nacken, is at the tailor's for a new suit in 1949. Cher in 1966. Sir Elton John is relaxing in his mansion in Camberley, England in 1974. "14-year-old Elizabeth II is reading a book by the window. A young John F. Kennedy, right after he graduated from Harvard during the summer of 1940. There's a 14-year-old boy named Samson, said to be the strongest boy in the world. He's holding up a grown man on a motorcycle. This was around 1932. During the 1960s, we have actress Maria Grazia Bucella. In the 1980s, there was the Opium King, Kun Sa. He was a Burmese warlord and a big deal in the Golden Triangle region from 1976 to 1996. Sa made over $5 billion from drug trafficking. At one point, he supplied a quarter of the world's heroin. Violet Charlesworth pretended to be a wealthy heiress to trick people into giving her money. She lived a glamorous lifestyle based on lies. When her fraud started to fall apart, she faked her own death in a phony car accident near the sea in England, 1909. Polish civilians are watching as German forces enter the city of Gdynia, Poland, on September 14, 1939. Axl Rose and David Bowie were at the China Club in Los Angeles in 1989. In 1937, kids learned remotely over the radio during the polio outbreak. Robert Scott's expedition to the South Pole. Expedition cook Thomas Clissold leads an emperor penguin on a rope. The date is April 1st, 1911. Nizier Antelme Philippe, a French healer and mystic with his dog in 1893. It's a Sunday morning service. The service is happening in an aerodrome in France. The chaplain is leading the service from an aeroplane. This was during World War I. Grigory Rasputin. Drew Barrymore, 1997. There's a wooden Ferris wheel in Albania in 1924. It was taken over 60 years ago, and we're still dealing with the same struggles. What a handsome Victorian. It's from around the 1840s to the 1850s. Brigitte Bardot in a bikini, 1963. A Canadian is playing some music for his friends with his fiddle outside their dugout in December 1917. An Egyptian soldier, who's working with the British Army, is sitting with his camel. This was taken around the early 1900s. A group of Jehovah's Witnesses posed after being liberated from a concentration camp by the Allies. Some of those would later be imprisoned again under communist regimes. 1945. The total solar eclipse happened on July 11, 1991, in Chiapas, Mexico. Princess Sophia Duleep Singh was selling subscriptions for the suffragette newspaper outside Hampton Court in London in 1913. Steven Spielberg is riding his bike during a break from filming Poltergeist. Someone is urinating on Nixon's grave. It was sometime in the late 90s. Brad Pitt at age 24, the photo was taken in 1988. Reagan and Gorbachev met in Red Square, Moscow in May 1988. An African-American little person, around 1863. So this is Joseph Stalin's body double from the 1940s. Medical personnel with the 2nd Armored Division paused to look at a sign made by local French citizens thanking them in Normandy, France on the 4th of July, 1944. Jean Rayner, a 14-year-old teddy girl in 1955.